Welcome to Mindful Stories, a place where stories are not just told, they are felt. Here, every story hides a lesson about the human mind, emotions, and silent struggles we all face. Today's story is not about a hero or a billionaire. It is about you, your brain, and the invisible patterns controlling your life. If you watch till the end, you may never think the same way again. Aditya was an ordinary man with an extraordinary problem. His mind never stopped talking. From the moment he woke up to the moment he slept, thoughts chased him endlessly. Regret from the past, fear of the future, and pressure of expectations ruled his days. Outwardly, he looked calm, but inside, his brain was always at war. Most people never noticed this battle, because like millions of others, Aditya smiled anyway. He believed something was wrong with him. Why could others stay relaxed while his mind overthought everything? Why did small problems feel so heavy to him? He tried motivation videos, productivity hacks, and positive thinking tricks. But nothing lasted, the noise always returned. What Aditya didn't know was that his brain was doing exactly what it was trained to do. One evening, after another exhausting day, Aditya sat alone in silence. No phone. No music. No distractions. That silence scared him more than noise ever did. Because in silence, the brain becomes louder. Thoughts rushed in like an uncontrollable flood. That night, Aditya realized the problem wasn't life, it was his relationship with his own mind. The human brain is not designed to make you happy. It is designed to keep you alive. Thousands of years ago, overthinking helped humans survive danger. But in today's world, that same survival system creates anxiety. Your brain treats deadlines, opinions, and failures as threats even when they are not. Aditya learned that the brain has a negativity bias. It remembers pain more than pleasure. It focuses on problems more than peace. This is not weakness, it is biology. Once he understood this, something changed inside him. For the first time, he stopped blaming himself. But awareness alone didn't stop the thoughts. Understanding the brain is different from controlling it. Aditya realized his mind behaved like a wild horse. The more he tried to control it, the more restless it became. So instead of fighting his thoughts, he decided to observe them. This single shift changed everything. When Aditya observed his thoughts, he noticed patterns. The same worries repeated every day. The same fears returned again and again. Most of his thoughts were not new, they were recycled. His brain was replaying old stories, not real dangers. This realization gave him distance from his thoughts. Psychology calls this metacognition, thinking about thinking. When you observe thoughts instead of becoming them, their power weakens. Aditya stopped saying, "I am anxious." Instead, he said, "My brain is producing anxious thoughts." This small language change gave him control. The mind listens to how you speak to it. Slowly, Aditya stopped reacting immediately to every thought. Not every thought deserved attention. Not every emotion required action. He learned that thoughts are suggestions, not commands. This understanding reduced his mental suffering more than any motivation ever did. Aditya discovered that the brain loves patterns. Whatever you repeat becomes automatic. Negative self-talk, self-doubt, fear, all are learned habits. The subconscious mind doesn't judge, it simply records. What you feed it daily becomes your reality. This truth shocked him deeply. He realized his brain had been trained through years of stress. School pressure, social comparison, fear of failure. None of it was intentional, but all of it left marks. The brain doesn't forget easily, it remembers emotionally charged experiences. Healing, Aditya learned, is not instant. It is a process of retraining the mind patiently. Instead of forcing positivity, Aditya practiced neutral awareness. He allowed thoughts to come and go without judgment. This reduced resistance inside his mind. Psychology proves that what you resist persists. What you allow slowly dissolves. Peace came not from control, but from acceptance. Aditya noticed another important truth. His mental exhaustion wasn't from work, it was from constant thinking. The brain consumes enormous energy when it worries. Overthinking drains more energy than physical labor. This explained why he felt tired even after doing nothing. Mental rest, he learned, is as important as sleep. He began protecting his attention. Less unnecessary scrolling. Less comparison. Less information overload. The brain performs best when it is not overstimulated. Silence became his new strength, not his fear. One day, Aditya understood something powerful. He was not broken. His brain was simply conditioned. And anything conditioned can be reconditioned. This belief restored his hope. Change was possible, slowly, steadily, realistically. He stopped chasing happiness and started building mental clarity. Happiness comes and goes. Clarity stays. With clarity, emotions lose their grip. Life becomes manageable, even during difficult phases. This shift transformed how Aditya lived every day. Aditya discovered something science calls neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change itself. For years, he believed his mind was fixed, that his nature could never change. But research proved otherwise. Every thought, habit, and reaction reshapes neural pathways. The brain is not static, it is constantly rewiring. This knowledge gave Aditya responsibility and power. He realized that every time he paused instead of panicking, every time he chose awareness over reaction, his brain physically changed. Old fear-based pathways weakened. New calm-based pathways strengthened. Change was invisible, but it was real and permanent. Psychologists explain that most suffering comes from loops. The same thought triggers the same emotion, which triggers the same behavior, which reinforces the same thought again. Aditya had lived inside this loop for years without realizing it. Breaking the loop required awareness at the emotional stage. Instead of suppressing emotions, Aditya allowed them. He learned that emotions are signals, not enemies. They rise, peak, and fall, if not resisted. The brain calms itself when emotions are acknowledged. Avoidance strengthens fear. Acceptance weakens it. Aditya understood why motivation never worked long-term. Motivation excites the mind temporarily, but it does not reprogram habits. The brain returns to its default state once excitement fades. True change happens through repetition, not inspiration. This is why discipline always outlasts motivation. He stopped waiting to feel ready. Readiness is a feeling, not a requirement. The brain learns through action. Even small consistent actions rewire the mind. Progress came quietly, without dramatic transformation. And that made it sustainable. One of the most powerful realizations Aditya had was about identity. The brain acts according to how you see yourself. If you identify as anxious, your brain supports that identity. If you identify as calm and aware, your brain aligns with that image over time. Identity shapes behavior more than effort ever can. Aditya stopped labeling himself negatively. He didn't say I am weak. He said, I am learning. The brain believes repeated self-descriptions. Language becomes programming. Words silently shape reality. Aditya noticed something surprising. Whatever he focused on grew stronger. Fear grew with attention. Calm grew with attention. The brain magnifies what it observes repeatedly. Attention is the most powerful mental currency we possess. He trained his attention deliberately. When the mind wandered into worry, he gently brought it back. Not forcefully. Not angrily. But patiently. This practice built mental strength. Just like muscles grow through resistance. Aditya learned that emotional control is a myth. Emotional regulation is the truth. Suppressing emotions increases stress hormones. Understanding emotions reduces them. The brain seeks safety, not perfection. When it feels safe, it relaxes. By creating inner safety, Aditya reduced anxiety naturally. He stopped demanding perfection from himself. Self-compassion replaced self-criticism. The brain responds positively to kindness. Harshness triggers survival mode. Gentleness activates healing. Aditya realized that thoughts feel real, but they are not facts. The brain produces thousands of thoughts daily. Most are irrelevant. Yet humans treat thoughts as truth. This misunderstanding creates suffering. Once Aditya stopped believing every thought, his inner world changed. Thoughts lost authority. Peace emerged between thoughts. That space became his refuge. Silence became clarity. Change didn't happen overnight. Some days were calm. Some days were difficult. But Aditya no longer feared setbacks. The brain learns through repetition, not perfection. Consistency mattered more than intensity. He understood that healing is non-linear. Progress moves forward, then pauses, then moves again. This is normal. The brain resists change initially. Patience is not weakness, it is intelligence. Growth requires time. One day, Aditya noticed something remarkable. The noise had reduced. The mind felt lighter. Problems still existed, but they no longer controlled him. He had gained mastery, not over life, but over his reactions. That was true freedom. He realized peace is not the absence of thoughts. It is the absence of attachment to thoughts. The brain becomes calm when it is no longer fighting itself. Inner harmony replaced inner conflict. This state wasn't permanent, but it was accessible. And that was enough. This story is not about perfection. It is about understanding. Your brain is not your enemy. It is your most powerful tool when guided correctly. Awareness changes everything. And awareness is always available. If this story resonated with you, remember, nothing is wrong with you. Your mind is simply learning. And learning can always continue. Stay patient. Stay curious. Your brain is listening. Thank you for being part of Mindful Stories, a place where stories heal, thoughts slow down, and minds find clarity. Until next time, take care of your inner world.